Imagine you're on a plane and the oxygen masks come down, but despite that, the plane lands safely. Wouldn't we still want accountability to find out why the oxygen mask came down? It's the same thing with our adoption journey. Hey viewers, it's Curtis Campogni, founder of C.A.P.E and C.A.P.E Conversations. You might have noticed the stream looks a little different today. That's because right now, as you're watching this, I'm at the Boys and Girls Club in Pinellas County, dropping off donations that our kids gave as a way of paying it forward. Being part of the Florida and adoption system in Florida gave our family so much, so this is one way we can give back. But if you know anything about me, I think there's a more impactful way we can give back, and that's with contributing to solutions that can inspire real change. So today I want to talk with you about something that may or may not be tracked. It's called a contested adoption. This is when multiple agency workers, relatives, or caregivers dispute who should adopt a child after the parental rights have been terminated. This means the child is available for adoption, looking for a forever home, but there are multiple opinions on where that child should be placed. These contested placements lead to filings, additional hearings, court appearances, bureaucratic delays while the child just sits in limbo waiting for their forever family. In some cases, the child stays right where they are, already in school, bonding with family and friends. In other cases, the child gets removed from that situation and placed in a new one. And according to the 2024 Adoption Incentive Report, the average length of time that a child is in the system post-TPR can be upwards of 13 months. But here's the real issue. Is 13 months the standard time? Is 13 months reasonable? Is 13 months just what it needs to be, considering all the pieces that have to come together for a child to be adopted? Well, here's the issue. We don't know. All of the public data that I find shows removal to TPR, TPR to adoption, and total length of stay. It also shows total number of adoptions finalized and the total number of children eligible for adoption during that fiscal year. So the good news is it does show the length of stay in months from last removal to termination of parental rights and termination of parental rights to adoption. This means we have a number where we can then say, all right, how do we get this number down? 13 and a half months. Is that too long? But here's the issue. That 13 and a half months, we don't know how many contested adoptions contributed to that final number. We don't know the nuance behind that 13 and a half months. Is that number because multiple caregivers wanted to adopt a child and it took time to figure out where that child's forever home should be? Is that number because of bureaucratic delays with the Adoption Application Review Committee? Is that number because there was a relative in play that did not know that that child was going to be eligible for adoption, found out late, and then expressed interest? Is that number because that child had specific needs that they could not find an appropriate caregiver to match them with? Is that number because a different caregiver came out of the woodwork to express interest who previously said they did not have an interest in said child? Is that number because your staff who primarily handle adoptions and home studies were on vacation or medical leave? I can go on with the potential reasons for a delay. And I can even accept that the majority of these delays were justifiable. But my dilemma is I cannot find any data that points me in a direction where I can start helping with a solution. That's why I need you right now. I need you to go to speakformc.com and visit our C.A.P.E Conversations page. On that page, you will find a very important poll. A poll that just asks you one question. Should Florida publicly track how often adoptions are contested once a child is up for adoption? All I need you to check is yes, no, or not sure. After you answer the question, you put your first name. If you want to put your last name in your email, you can, and that's optional. But your response gives us credibility and a path forward. This isn't about pointing fingers. This is about bringing visibility to the parts of our journey that happen in the dark. Imagine you're on a plane and the oxygen masks come down. But despite that, the plane lands safely. Wouldn't we still want accountability to find out why the oxygen mask came down? It's the same thing with our adoption journey. We want to find out if there were errors along the way that could have been prevented and shorten the length of stay that child was in limbo prior to having their forever home. If there's any population that should require adults to learn from their mistakes, it's children in the foster care system. Thank you for watching this stream. Thank you for taking the poll. And thank you for looking in the mirror and asking, what can we do better? Our kids deserve it. Our kids deserve heroes. So let's put on our capes and make it happen. I'll see you next week.